Hey everybody, welcome back to Life is Feudal. Here today, I'm actually just kind of up very late tonight, or very early, as the case may be. I think it's like 3:30 right now in the morning, something like that. And they've actually got some wood. What are these guys? It's like a scout tower, I think is what they call it. They're getting ready to set these up, one here and one on the other side. And so I thought I would just kind of drag some logs up here so they were ready for these guys when they were ready to get constructing. In fact, I can step up and right-click and check construction. You can see they're going to need boards and building logs. And you don't get very many building logs out of each actual log here. So I thought while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I would just drag some logs up here to help these guys out. Get it nice and up close. But anyway, some things have changed last time I was in. As you can tell, I'm obviously inside the town. You can see the walls around. They've got everything completed as far as the external walls go. At the far end, they're starting to build an actual keep with the stone wall. You can see there, they raised up the terrain. Lots of stuff going on. They actually have some larger houses in here instead of the huts. And I actually have my own place up here. In fact, that's it right there. I built it back in the corner, just tucked away from everything. And in fact, earlier there were a lot of trees here, but you can see that they've gone and cut everything down. Now the reason I moved in here was I was actually doing some stuff. You can actually see the top of my hut over the wall there. And I was farming and somebody came up and hit me and I took off in a sprint and I was laughing the whole way. But the guys in here said, hey, why don't you just come in here? And so anyway, I thought, you know what? It might be time. It's getting a little dangerous out there. So anyway, we've moved in here and settled in now. Trying to help out where we can. Well, the next morning finds me fairly well rested. I eventually went to bed somewhere around 4:30 this morning. But I did get a chance to sleep in. When I jumped on today, I noticed that they've got the towers put up. And the logs were gone, so I'm assuming they used the logs that I dragged over there. But yeah, you got the two towers there, and in fact, back in the distance, you can see the top of a stone wall. So they have been quite busy today. They're running around in there, getting all kinds of things done. And I just thought I would kind of take it easy this morning and just mess around. So today I actually did something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that's basically look at this doorway here facing the coast, and I've always wanted to just follow it straight out and have a line of trees somewhere. And I didn't do it close to town because I thought that might just get in their way. They would end up chopping them down anyway. And really, they could come down and chop these down as well. No big deal to me, but I always wanted to come out here and set up something so you could see it in the distance, like where the road might line up if it were to come straight out. Now they do have the road over here. This has actually been laid down for a while. I'm pretty sure this is just dirt placed down though, not the actual paving, because this has been around since I think before they had the paving texture in. So anyway, they've got this out here, and it does go through a low point over there, and this kind of goes right over the top of a hill. But I thought it might actually be cool if they came through and dug this out a bit, where the road was down just a little bit, and then maybe even built a structure on each side. Even if it was just the wood fence with a wood tower on each side, kind of duplicating that out here. I just thought that might be kind of cool. And then of course, if they were so inclined and had the time, you could always run a fence. Like if you had a tower that was basically where I'm standing, you could run a fence straight over to where my old house is, and then run that over and connect it up with the corner, that bottom corner of town there, and they could basically grab, you know, more area out here. Kind of a future project, an expansion project. I don't know, it's something that I would consider doing. Granted, you know, there's a lot of work involved in raising the dirt up so that the fence could be at the same level. But now that I think about it, you wouldn't have to have it at the same level. It wouldn't be that big deal. You could actually just do it at ground level. Kind of have like a lower level for the next area of town. But anyway, I just thought it would be kind of cool to see where the road would actually line up out here at this hill, because I also thought it would be cool if you made some kind of fort out here just at the, you know, at the crest of this hill here, looking out over the water, and you've got a road that just comes straight out to it. I thought that might be kind of cool. But so anyway, I've got the trees lined up, and I was gonna maybe do a couple more, and I flattened the top of this hill just a little bit. So for those watching from town, Wily, Ghost, feel free to completely disregard this or take anything down. I'm just having fun this morning. So back in the first episode of this run, a good 4 episodes back, I talked about setting the goal of creating a house, building a house. And we got to that, as we can see over there on the right. That's the one we built in episode 3. So that was actually a lot of fun, a lot easier than I actually thought it was going to be. But we did hit that goal of building a house. And in the previous episode, we ran around exploring the world a bit, checking out some of the other places around the world. And yeah, it was a lot of fun running into the storm cloaks and getting attacked. Had a good laugh about that. That was pretty fun. And basically, I had to decide, you know, what are we doing next? What's going to happen next? So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and call this the last episode of this run. Like I said at the beginning in episode 1, the plan was for this to go about 3-4 episodes or so to building a house. So we've pretty much done that. As I observe again here, trying to see what I'm doing. Let's see, let's see, 10-1, so we're going to lower this guy. So anyway, at this point I'm just kind of messing around, and I've been thinking about things that I want to do, having met the goal of building a house. Now, I certainly want to see some combat at some point. I thought that getting into that would be pretty fun. But the reality is, right now, there's not a lot of combat unless you go actively seek out someone to kill. It's just really early in the game right now. And so there's not a whole lot of that happening unless it's accidental or, you know, like I said, people kind of seeking out others to kill. And so I just haven't got around to that at all. Let's see, let's flatten this out a bit. Let's see, let me jump back in here again. I keep having to go into this observe. I wish there was I wish I could hotkey that. So 10-1, these are pretty much the same. I think I'll just go through and lower each one in this column by 2 or so. Although actually I think I'm going to be full on dirt again, right? Yeah, I think we have too much. That's Weem not paying attention. Okay, so I was able to pick that up. Okay. Maybe I won't be able to pick this one up. So anyway, yeah, getting back to the goals, that's kind of, you know, that's the next thing I'd like to see is getting into the combat, but I think that's a bit down the road right now. Right now, communities are kind of forming and creating these towns, such as this one. There's a couple others around the area, and at some point, there is going to be war. They're going to seek each other out and duke it out, and I think that would be really cool to check out. It's just that might not happen for a little while. And that on top of, I've been having some issues remaining connected to the game. Usually I can't, at least for the last few days, I haven't been able to stay in the game for long periods at a time. I get disconnected, and it wasn't that way during the first week or so. So that makes it pretty hard to get in here and record videos. I certainly want to do more. There's more to the game that I want to check out. I have some other ideas as well for things to do, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this run up. We'll call it, you know, the 5 episodes. We'll wrap this thing up, and I will consider starting another one. I actually really want to hear from you guys in the comments, and do please leave a like if you've enjoyed this run so far and you want to see more. That lets me know you guys are interested in seeing even more from me in Life is Feudal. I've been having a blast. Now, before I forget, I am going to drop the server information down in the description. And if you see a character running around in the game named Wile E. Coyote, he's the one that runs the server. So if you have any questions about the server in particular, go ahead and hit him up if you jump in here. And who knows, maybe we will run into each other at some point. You can definitely see when I'm in game on Steam. And just shout out in global, see if I'm here. Otherwise, I think we're going to go ahead and leave it at that and wrap it up. This will be a very short episode, but like I said, I just wanted to close things out and consider what's coming up next time I jump into Life is Feudal. Again, I have a couple ideas. I'm going to think about those a little bit, and I'm going to be looking at your comments to see what you guys might want to see from me in the future. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.